Hello and welcome back. We're now getting ready to load our vinyl, and you'll notice that I went ahead and I connected my USB cord, noting that our software is all loaded and our blade should be installed in the machine. Those are items that were on the quick reference setup sheet that we recommended that you follow in getting the basics connected with your machine. The power button's on the right-hand side. You want to go ahead and turn that power button on. And the vinyl roll that I'm working with is pink, and I'm setting it on the feed rollers in the back and feeding it through the front of the machine. When you feed it through the front of the machine, you'll notice that there's a blue line here, here, and here. Those blue lines are there to show you that there's a serrated roller underneath the normal roller that holds the media. So when you look at this, you'll see the roller that I'm moving here. And that is designed to move so that you can maximize your cutting area. In this instance, I'm working with a 12-inch roll of media. And what I want to do is have my cutters aligned so that it accommodates me cutting across the whole roll of media. And your media holder on the back, the little tray pieces that you put in place, are designed to slide along with that media. So if you need to move the media over like I am here to try to line it up to get more use out of it, that's what you want to do. So now as you look at my rollers, I have a good 12 inches and about a ½ inch or a ¼ inch on each side. It's just important that if you're doing a longer cut that your material is aligned squarely so that as the system advances the vinyl forward and backwards, you don't run into issues with it trailing off to the side, off to the left or the right. Once you load the material, you can simply lower the rollers. There's a lever that raises the rollers and lowers the rollers in the back. The down position is with the rollers up, and when you raise it, the lever, it lowers the rollers. So you'll find that everything should be loaded accordingly. Once you turn the machine on, it will come up and ask you, are you working with a roll? Do you want to cut on the front edge? Are you working with a roll 2 position? Would you like to cut it from the current position? In most all instances, we recommend to cut from the front end, so you would just push 1. This system is nice in that it has 4 numbers, a control panel with an up arrow, a down arrow, a left arrow, and a right arrow. So you're basically using the arrows to navigate through the commands of the system and using the numbers to make your selections according to what you want to do with the machine. So as you can see here, our vinyl is now loaded in the machine. And what we're going to do is go ahead and launch our software. Our software is called Graphtec Studio. And when you start the program, it will come up to this grid. Now, this grid is customizable. You can take and change the dimensions of this box. Right now, they're 1-inch coordinates. So, of course, half a box is a ½ inch, and so on and so forth. This is the top toolbar, top left toolbar, the top right toolbar. This is the left toolbar. So as I'm referring and touching items, you'll see the mouse move there, but just giving you those quick points so that you can follow more easily with your eyes as we go through this. The first thing that I want to do is set my page dimension whenever we're doing page setup, and here is our page setup. Because I loaded a 12-inch roll and I told the machine that it was 12 inches, it knows to give me a running length of 12.31 to 78. So I'm set up to work with a roll of material. If we were working with cut sheets, which you're going to see us doing later, you would then enter the dimensions of that cut sheet to ensure that all of your printed documentation and your materials that you're cutting fit on that document. So once I have that laid out and I'm comfortable with it, I'm going to go ahead and design text. You have a text tool up here. It's over here. Open the text styles window. on the top right toolbar. It's also located on the left-hand side toolbar. So it doesn't matter which icon you choose to hit, it's going to open up this menu on the left-hand side. And you'll find that this program is very user-friendly because with every one of these icons that we have on the top toolbar, top left, the top right, and the left-hand side toolbar, it opens up these flyout menus that give you more discrete control over the features that you want to add. For instance, with text style, I can change the font that I'm working with. I can change whether the text is bold, italicized, or underlined. I could center it, I could print vertically, I could print on circles. You'll find that you're pretty much limited only by your imagination with this design software. It's truly a powerful, easy to use program. So we're going to go ahead and type out the word A, or select the A, excuse me, by clicking on it once. And then by clicking on the field anywhere once, you can go ahead and put your cursor there to start typing your text. All you do is type your text. In this instance, we're going to do the company initials, VSS, for Visual Solutions Source. And what's nice about this is you can click outside of that and then select it and stretch it and drag it to be whatever size that you like. So as long as you are working with the system, okay, we're going to record that over. Once you have the VSS laid out, you'll want to go ahead and prepare yourself to cut that. To cut that, you would go to your cutter setup. And what this does is it shows you the area that's going to cut. So in this instance, we're going to cut everything, which would be the red, is to pull up every color that you have on your job. So when we get into multiple stickers or multiple colored stickers, you'll see that there'll be instances where we only send the cut pattern to the machine. In this instance, we're sending the letters there to be cut with the weed border that you see around it. So once I identify that everything is lined up the way that I want and I see it, I can go to my cutter setup menu and you'll see that it is syncing, and that's what you're seeing over here. And under the condition drop-down menu, you have the ability to change your blade depth. Now, I was working with this system earlier with a thinner material. I had to lower it to 7. I'm going to raise it to 9 now. And what's wonderful is this system, when it's connected to our design center, you don't have to use the controls that are on the actual cutter. You can go ahead and use the controls that are within the software program that's included with the system when you buy it. Once I have it there, now I'm able to go ahead and send it to the cutter. And you'll notice that it starts to cut right away. It's very smooth, it's very quiet, and very fast. When it's done, it will advance it for you. And it should look great, which it does, as long as you didn't cut it over another design already, which I did there. So what we're going to do is change our position, which this is kind of good that this happened. If you hold down the fast button on the plotter and the arrow going to the back, it moves the media to the back real quick. If you take and you hold the arrow down and just to the left, it moves your tool very slowly. It allows you to do it to get lined up perfectly. In this case, I want to move it just past the area that I cut already. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it that I want it to start there. You do that by pressing the origin button on the plotter and holding it. It will go ahead and make that little beep sound, and it'll come up on the screen and say new origin point is now set. So what's nice is I don't have to go back through and look at everything again. I can just go ahead and put it back in to cut it. One of the things that I did there is I turned my weed border on. I'm sorry, I didn't show you that. What happened was the weed border is this blue line that's around it. What that is, it's there so that you can relief the excess vinyl so that when we transfer tape it and apply our vinyl or t-shirt transfer material, you have it where this is the relief area. See how you have just the letters, but then you have the box, excuse me. So that wasn't on my original print that I sent over, so I just added it. And you add it by checking this little box. What's so much fun about this machine, you'll find that it's just a matter of knowing which boxes to check. And hopefully this video will help you with that. So continuing along, now we're getting ready to cut it, and we're going to send it to the cutter again, and you'll notice that this time it's going to start right there, and it'll do the box at the end for me. And it will advance it out for me, and I could advance it too if I wanted to, excuse me, do it fast. Sorry, fast. Hold down the fast button, advance it out. And there's a little slot right here in the front of the machine. This blade comes with the system when you buy it. It's designed so you can take it, just drop it down in there and cut right along it. So, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, you always want to deal with straight edges so that you don't have crooked letters when you're trying to lay them out. It can be a real pain. So what you do now is, this is called weeding your vinyl, or relieving, pulling off the excess vinyl. And what I'm doing is just lifting that out, and with a good vinyl cutter like this, you'll find that you don't have to go crazy picking vinyl out. You can just peel it off really haphazardly and come up with a great sign. So this is how easy it is to cut a vinyl letter and load the vinyl. We're going to pause now. When we come back, we'll be showing you how to apply the vinyl sign.